we're gonna show you guys the perfect hypertrophy workout for athletes with Power 5 linebacker Brandon George, and we're gonna start right now. So the first exercise that we're gonna do is a push-up on the PVC, and we wanna focus on our forearm strength and stability through our shoulder and that trunk control. So this is gonna help wake us up, okay? We're gonna get that nervous system rolling. We're gonna raise the temperature of our body, and this is gonna lead into that big hypertrophy workout for the upper body. Now, we're gonna do that, let's say 3 sets, 5 each side, and then we're gonna pair that with this right here, where we're gonna try and focus on having this lead leg, the left leg, okay? And then we're gonna rotate over top, come here and try and hold this. Come back, okay, here, and hold here. 1, 2, 3, come back here. 1, 2, 3, one more, come back over top, hold here. And we wanna try really squeeze to the upper back while we're rotating. 3 sets on each side here, 3 sets on each side there. It's gonna be a really, really good warm up to wake up your pecs, wake up your shoulders, wake up your triceps, along with that entire trunk. When we're doing hypertrophy movements for athletes, we gotta think, what's the sport we're training with? So for Brandon, being a linebacker, being in a unilateral position is good. And if we can just do really, really high reps, it's gonna pay off later on when things start to get moving a lot faster later on in the periodization.
Also, buy your PVC pipe from Garage Strength.
So when we're looking at bodybuilding workouts for athletes, we have to understand that we're working through longer time under tension. We're gonna be in the out of season period. So if you're inside of peak strength, you could actually select out of season. This is where we're gonna have more reps, we're gonna have more volume, and we're trying to focus on hypertrophy. Now, another key aspect here is that we want to dial in on specific problem areas. So if we have an instance like today, where we might have some shoulder issues for a football player, we might potentially lead to a knee issue or an ankle issue. This specific workout, upper body base, is gonna really lead to developing that shoulder mass, which in turn is gonna help us later on when we're really dialing in that overall sports performance, like Brandon catching an interception against Notre Dame in the first quarter where he tipped it really high, but he had really mobile shoulders, right, Brandon?
Yep.
So the first thing we're gonna do is alternating dumbbell bench. Okay, remember, we're looking at hypertrophic. So we're trying to get big. So we want long time under tension. Now, this is the first set. We're gonna do 5 sets. First set, we're gonna go a little bit lighter, okay, just to get that feeling. So we might do 2 to 3 sets a little bit easier. The last 2 sets, very, very, very close to failure. And we're gonna superset this with a sweet back exercise. So we're gonna go here, pause, boom. Boom, stretch mediated hypertrophy right here, okay? Stretch here, boom, boom, boom. I don't remember how many reps that is.
I think that's 6 each.
You got 6.
This is not as light as I thought it was gonna be because we're under tension a lot longer. One more in each. Okay, Brandon's up. What do you want, 70s?
How many we do? I might do that just to piss you off. How many are we doing?
12 each side. Being stretch, yeah, stretch, but still having tension there, not being a Gumby.
I thought you were gonna say not be doughy and soft like you.
Yeah, no dough. Oh, good. Think about this too with Brandon. He's got to shed offensive linemen often. Somebody coming up to block him at the next level. Doing these movements can transfer over to that athletic realm. So it's like doing unilateral exercises while still trying to build muscle mass and good control. He's just getting out of season now. So this is a great way for him to start just slowly rolling back into shape.
That was light. Yeah. I don't know why you're complaining about that. All the marathons shedding off too much muscle mass.
That's accurate, dude. That is very accurate. All right, so now we're gonna do slow eccentric neutral grip pull-up. Again, because we're doing the hypertrophy-based training, I always talk about how bodybuilders are absolute lunatics and their training is extraordinarily hard. We're gonna go from that bench, dumbbell bench, right into this. 5 to 6 reps, up. Under control, right back into it, up. Under control. And then we're gonna rest. Brandon's gonna do his neutral grips, and I'm gonna get right back on the bench to get that pump rolling. You go just a hair slower, and then fast. So this will help Brandon hold shedding those blockers with his grip and his lats. Easy on the shoulder. Bulletproof. If we're resting like maybe about a minute. That's where this is gonna get really, really hard, especially with Brandon. He just ended his season. So he's not in like absolutely tip-top shape. So I'm trying to make it so that he breaks a little. But as not like injure him, but like cries a little bit.
You can't break me.
And the other aspect that makes this a little bit more athletic based, if you're an athlete, is trying to focus on that trunk control here. So you're not flopping and flailing all over. You've got to be having tension there. So it's like taking a bodybuilding exercise and making it more athlete applied.
It's funny. I remember when you just couldn't do pull-ups.
Go away from me, you're such a troll.
You still can't get the full extension, but we'll let that pass for today.
Yeah.
Garmin say your heart rate's at like 300.
Wait till I give it 10 seconds and it'll say 145 just from pull-ups.
All them marathons.
Double bounce. Double bounce, close grip, incline. We're gonna hit the triceps. I feel like this just blows up triceps, and especially for athletes, if you're in any movement where you have to pummel or you have rapid elbow extension here, it's gonna transfer really well to any sport that you're using a stick, that you're playing as combat. This is gonna help quite a bit. And then we're gonna pair this with a simple version of a lat pull down. And again, with a hypertrophy session, we wanna get high reps. So we're gonna stay lighter on this one. Just get a big time pump, look for that slow eccentric, get that double bounce, and then we're gonna show you what we're gonna do on the lat pull.
Should I do the Joel Seaman warm up?
Yeah, yes. 1, 2, 3. I was gonna say this is for your first set. So, try and get 12. If you're not weak,
No.
you're already blown up. You just feel that pump. You got that pump rolling. Oh! We call this in-season shape, a little soft. And bodybuilders are watching right now. How is this gonna be hypertrophy?
Soft like your titties.
Let me do one with a 25 on so I can defeat you.
One thing that will never lose to you is my hair follicles.
What are you talking about? 1, 2, 3.
Bro, why does your breath smell like fried pickles at 9 o'clock in the morning?
I had fried okra. You know, sometimes you really hurt my feelings.
You ruined my childhood!
Yeah, but
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's probably accurate. So we're doing lat pull with a seated row handle, a little bit longer range of motion here. Come in here, and I like the neutral handle, get a little bit more biceps. Squeeze the spine here when you get down to the bottom. One more. So we're gonna do 4 sets, the double bounce, close grip incline with that lat pull, and just keep building up those shoulders, especially for a sport like football, where you've gotta be stable with those co-contractions. So if your lats are strong, your shoulders are strong, your delts, your triceps, you're gonna be able to apply a lot more force.
Give me a good strike.
Yes, that. And we've actually got an exercise that Brandon has never done that I'm excited that sort of mimics exactly what he just did later on.
How many, coach?
20.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, your arms look sort of big there. Yeah.
Bigger than yours.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go right into this. We'll take the 25 off. Brandon can get 3 reps, and then I'll just keep on his face with reps.
You're lucky I'm trying to be nice today.
1, 2, 3. One more. Good. One thing I want to say about the double bounce too is that, one, that gives you a little bit more tension, more range of motion, but it does help once you start moving things. Let's say Brandon's leading into peak for camp. That stretch shortening cycle will then transfer over really well later on to higher speeds because you're training it so frequently during the high volume phase. You God damn you. What did you say earlier? I have something in my teeth. I need to check it.
Yeah.
See in your.
I need to see it in the top of that shiny dome. Mr. Clean.
That's like a half bounce. There you go.
But full extension.
Yeah, well, that's fair. 2 more. Come on, up. 1 more. And I did want to mention too, the good part there is that if you remember back to that alternating dumbbell bench, Brandon's left side was weaker, okay? Now, what you're seeing on that stretch shortening cycle, and the good part is like that shoulder's not flaring, he's not like trying to overcompensate in any way. The stretch shortening cycle is helping him recruit a little bit more in that left shoulder. And with the barbell, you don't really see that pattern being much weaker compared to what you saw on the dumbbell bench. So that's where using the barbell during a hypertrophic workout can really, really help, especially if you throw in that double bounce. Even for athletes like swimmers, high rep lat pulls for swimmers, wrestlers, football, develop that lat strength, creates more support through that shoulder girdle. Go Brandon. Hey, Brandon was writing some really good programs this off season. You really did a good job, Brandon.
Yeah, that's the first time you give me a compliment in 10 years of coming to you.
Yo, so the last thing we're gonna do is gonna be a finisher where we're looking for crazy stretch mediated hypertrophy in an overhead position for our triceps. Blowing up that tricep strength and size. And then we're gonna do a movement that this exercise, the next exercise is gonna be more applied to football and wrestling. Pretty unique movement. And if we do it with a lot of reps, you're gonna feel it in your abs, your lats, and your triceps and shoulders. It's either me being too soft on kids now where I got out all of my trauma by expressing it onto you and Jason.
If so, I still feel shorted because the rest of these kids ain't getting the same treatment.
Oh my gosh, that's good. 17 reps here, then we're gonna go over there after Brandon smashes his triceps there. You better decrease that weight on there.
For future YouTube channel, Dane skipped out on 10 reps of tricep extension when doing video.
Oh shit.
Scam artist. Fake news.
Okay, so tricep extension blows up the triceps. That's definitely more structural bodybuilding. This one, we're gonna do a press and a row. And you'll see, especially some kids when they first do it, where they press really fast and then they don't row, or it's hard to coordinate the two, especially the first like 2 or 3 reps. And once you get into that groove, you get that contralateral movement, you're gonna feel that in your abs. It's also gonna lead to greater development of that trunk control. And then if you think about any sport, field hockey, there's a push and a pull. Wrestling, push and a pull. Playing linebacker, there's a push and a pull. It's happening all of the time. So if we can train that a little bit with that structural bodybuilding early in that preseason, that's gonna help us later on when we're getting into that specificity. So if you row left arm, the right leg's forward, yeah, there you go.
Like a mean ass stiff arm.
Yes, exactly. What we did with the one arm press is, now we're just finishing this off and making it more global. Yeah, that's good. And there's always this discussion of like, does mind-muscle connection actually exist? And it's like, you feel this on a simple movement, then when you're at high speeds, ideally if you're training well, if you're training with the right lifts and with like a speed day or an athlete day like we use inside of Peak Strength, which you guys can head over to peakstrength.app, the Google Play Store, the Apple iOS Store, and you can download Peak Strength and get into the specific sport that you want to train for. If you're doing this stuff right in the weight room, then you can have that high speed mind-muscle connection, which makes you more athletic. That's gonna help with that coordination speed, which then in turn leads to more force output in that short period of time, which is impulse. This is the perfect hypertrophy workout for athletes. We're gonna do the PVC pipe push-ups with that thoracic rotation with the band. Then we're gonna go into the dumbbell alternating bench with the slow eccentric neutral grips. Okay, you can do that like 5 sets of 12 each side and then do the neutral grips 5 to 7 reps. Then we got into the close grip double bounce incline bench paired with the narrow grip lat pull down. We want to see a lot of range of motion there, so we're going to do like sets of 7 to 9 on the double bounce incline. With the lat pull down, let's do like 4 to 5 sets of 17 to 20 reps. And then we're going to get into this final pairing here where we've got that stretch mediated tricep work. That's going to be an overhead position along with the contralateral press row with the band, with the HAF band. And that's going to help with that trunk control, that mind muscle connection that is going to contribute to later on in your periodization when you get into that more sport specific application. Because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you've always
Gotta cultivate your power.
Peace!